What if Simon Cowell was a superhero and there was an origin story? What if Simon Cowell, we could talk about him for some time, but we're here to talk about a movie. The movie's called Kill Your Friends, based on a book by John Niven, which I loved many years ago when I read it. And they made a movie out of it. And yeah, I think it really is about how the record industry is run by people who don't necessarily care about music, as they begin this film with this fantastic monologue by the lead character, Stephen Stelfox, who is our Simon Cowell, who was played by Nicholas Hoult of About a Boy. His opening monologue begins how... I've had a drink, so yeah. It begins how he's talking to the audience about how ultimately the record industry's main objective isn't to produce some fantastic work of art that will span the generations and inspire other people to pick up guitars and basses and drums and whatnot and become their own fantastic bands, but it's to make profit. Stephen Stelfox throughout the entire movie is, well, it's kind of Game of Thrones in this shit. He basically wants to own a lot of money on the materials by being the head of A&R, and ultimately he will do it by committing murder, which is obviously no spoiler considering the title. Do I recommend it? Yes, I would watch this movie. Having a period piece in 1997 might be a bit much for people who are of a certain age, such as myself, because for me that time isn't that far away. It's just kind of yesterday in my head. But yeah, I had an issue regarding a review of the movie saying that Nicholas Hoult was too pretty to be Stephen Stelfox and in some way wasn't as savage as he could have been. And maybe they were right, I'm not sure, but the script is stellar, simply because the screenplay is written by John Niven. So it's always good to get the guy who actually writes the book to, well, have a big part in making the movie happen. So yeah, I would recommend it. Go and watch it. I'm not going to spoil this shit. Just watch that movie. If you're in a band, and if you ever have an inkling as to what these people are like in the industry, if you know quite a lot about how their minds work, it's nice to see it on film. Yeah, enjoy. Bye-bye.